What's up, everybody? Welcome to Brews and Board Games. My name's Andrew, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Trove chest. This is a storage solution from Chip Theory Games for all of your Too Many Bones content. Grab my brew here. This is from Flying Dog. This is their Snake Dog IPA, and I thought this little dog on here could almost pass for a Gearlock. Thought it was interesting. So the Trove chest. When I say all of your Too Many Bones content, I mean all of your Too Many Bones content. All of this stuff. We're also talking the premium health chips, the dice tray, all of your characters, all of the expansions, everything you have for Too Many Bones, you name it, it can fit in here. Let's just get this stuff out of the way. This thing is sweet. This is made from MDF. It's stronger than cardboard. It's not just like regular cardboard. They said it when they were designing this thing, the cardboard wasn't holding up. There's just so much stuff in here. It's cool. The artwork on all of it is fantastic. As you can see here, we're spinning it around. It's all of this. It's a chest, right? It's the Trove chest. So all of it kind of resembles that, all of the artwork. This door here is especially sweet. First off, I love this artwork on here. You know, it's got like a little combination, like it's locked, but the door slides up. It's even got some cool artwork on the back here, as you can see. It's got a little handle on the top, like a little lip that you can pull up. And in here, you can see all of these trays. The artwork on these is fantastic. Look at this. Look at this. This is awesome. The coolest part is that it even comes with this heavy duty magnet that has these bones on there, and you just essentially put the magnet on the tray and you can just slide it open. And you just do that with all of them. Pop it off, put it on another one, and you can just slide it open. Super cool. It really works. I've used this for a number of times now, and I have had no issues with this at all. All of these storage trays hold different things. They are specifically designed to hold certain things. So the top tray here is where you're going to store all of your, this is like all of your sheets, all your reference sheets, all of your manuals. I have, you know, here's the Too Many Bones manual, all of the character reference sheets, as well as I have the Undertow manual, the Splice and Dice. Some other Splice and Dice stuff, Age of Tyranny reference sheet, NAP guide. I also had some old reference sheets that I just stored in here just in case I didn't know. It comes with its own instructions on how to pretty much put things together, where stickers go and stuff like that. And there are some backup stickers that I store in here as well. So that's pretty cool. In the next tray, we have all of our dice for our Gearlocks. This is a heavy duty tray here. As you can see, all of our dice trays, and these things are sweet. You take one of these out, and you can actually just give this to the player to store next to them, so they can just pop this top off. Let's get this out of the way so you can see it a little bit easier. And you have all of your dice right here in this little tray. All of your chips as well, your initiative die, your regular stat dice. This thing is super cool. They stay in there pretty good, and it's neat. This tray just closes right on there. It's not the tightest tray. You can see it kind of lifts up pretty easily, but the way that it's sitting in there, you don't need to worry about it opening up at all. It's cool. It's got this little circle so you can see the character itself, and it comes with these stickers here that you can actually label it so you can see on top, you know, the character that you want to choose. Really cool. I really like the design of these. It is awesome. The cool factor of this is just off the charts. I love it. I love it. It really works. And it's cool. You could just slot your dice right in there and they stay in there pretty good. Really cool. Like this whole thing. There are enough trays for all of the characters already, and I believe one or two more. I actually have it 14 Gearlock dice trays, so actually 2 more for expansions. Now for the Gearlock Child, I actually just kept the Gearlock Child in its original box, and I was able to slot it right inside of here. So I just kept it in that box, but you don't need to. You can store it a different way. So putting this back, The tray underneath of it here is where we're gonna store all of our cards and all of our neoprene playmats. Pretty cool. As you can see here, I have all of the playmats. I have all the characters. I have the dice tray as well. I have the adventure playmat, the core game playmat, the undertow, and then I have all of the characters underneath of that. Now, the only thing about storing the characters in here in all of these playmats, the outside stitched edging for all of the playmats makes it a little bit higher than the playmat itself. So what that tends to do is once you start stacking them, it kind of creates a small little dip. Now, to counter that, I actually took the lab rats. So I would, every once in a while, I would place one of these in the middle to kind of raise up the center again so that I could keep on storing the characters in there. And that actually works pretty well. I'm pretty happy with, you know, just how that turned out. So that's just kind of how I store that. The cards, they come with some these tuck boxes right here. Like I know this one comes for all of the loot. This is a heavy duty, this is a big box because there is a ton of loot in this game. But it also comes with these dividers. So if I can get some of these out. So you can set these dividers in between, and you don't have to use the tuck boxes in here. I did. So as you can see here, I have all of the tuck boxes that I have all the cards in. And then I did label mine. I did separate them according to a few different things. So I put the campaign cards. I have solo encounters separately in its own box, splice and dice, general encounters, and I have a whole box just for the core game, and then I have a separate box for undertow stuff. I also have a separate box for Trove loot, and then I have the regular loot as well. I then have it divided. I have the day counters 1 through 3 for the core game in here, as well as the cover sheet for the cards behind the day 1 and 2 for the undertow, and day 1 to 3 encounters for the core game. I didn't put the undertow in here because most of the time I'm going to be using these, not the undertow stuff. But right behind it, in a special encounters, where I would store all of these special encounters, that's where I store the undertow day 1 and 2 as well. So it's right behind it. I didn't store it with those, with the card that is kind of labeled for it, but it's right behind it, just to make it a little bit easier. If I do want to just play the core game, I know that only the cards I need are in that section, but if I do want to do undertow, they're just right behind it. So nice, this is awesome. Over here on the side, we have the Tyrant trays. So on here, you can see each Tyrant comes with its own tray. So taking one of these out, we're just taking a look at Nam here. And these are broken down really nicely. There's stickers that you're gonna have to put on, and you can put those on the sides here. And underneath of that, we just have all of the cards, the Tyrant card itself, as well as any kind of Tyrant encounter cards. And then underneath of that, you have a spot for the dice and the chips for the Tyrants itself. Now, there's enough space in here if you have any kind of promo chips, and Nam has a lot of promo chips. So there's plenty of space to store all of that stuff. Also, if you had additional dice that you wanted to put, those could go on the side here for 2 additional dice on each side. That being said, these are nice. I was missing one on when mine came. And also I had a Gearlock dice tray that was broken. But if you guys know anything about Chip Theory Games, just shoot them a message and they're easy to work with. They sent me a new tray for the Tyrant, and they sent me a replacement tray for the Gearlock. Now, one thing I do want to mention as well, there's 2 sticker sheets that have all of the Tyrant names on there. One of those sheets has a really nice finish on there. I think they said it's a plastic finish. It looks sweet, man. But if you put that onto these Tyrant trays, the stickers eventually pop off. I found that out the hard way when I started opening up the chest and I saw all these stickers kind of like just propped up like this. So they sent another sticker sheet, and I was like, I don't want to use that because the other stickers are a little bit nicer. But it turns out the other sticker sheet, the stickers are a little bit smaller, so it slots in there a little bit easier. So I went with those. So when I peeled off the old stickers, I actually put those on top here. You're not supposed to do that, but I thought it was okay. I didn't want to just waste the other stickers. And then I also put it on the bottom of this tray itself. But these work really nice. And I actually organized mine through the from the length of time it takes to challenge the Tyrant. So if you see at the bottom of all the Tyrant cards, you have the length. And I actually just organized mine that way. You know, I did like 1s, then 2s, 3s, 4s, so on. And it works out pretty nice. I'm really happy with this. The other tray is cool too. It's the exact same. Same thing with all the other Tyrant trays. There's a lot. There is a lot of Tyrants in this game. And that's it. I mean, the artwork on there is fantastic. Now the bottom 2 trays, this is where you're going to store all of your dice and your chips. So taking a look at this one, this is where you're going to store the health chips. So I have all the premium health chips as well as the additional chips that come, and these are 3 health chips. So I have those in this. Now I actually use, when I play, you have the premium, which I do use, but I also use these multicolored chips. So if you guys know the game, the initiative or the monsters where they place on the battlefield, you know, there are different columns, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are colored, and you're supposed to put these underneath of the monster. I actually went out and bought poker chips that are those colors. So I actually use these as the health chips. Like say we're using green, I actually use these health chips underneath of that green monster. It works out pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with it. And I also have red ones. And it's also easier to see because it has those white indentations. So it's easier to see exactly how much health that they have. I thought it was cool. In these 2 tubes, we have some of our expansion stuff. So this is going to be for, you know, Age of Tyranny. And I just put these in 40 Days of Daylore, or in Daylore, they have these, one of these tubes. So I just put this stuff in there. And then I forget where this one came from. But this is going to store some splice and dice stuff. And then under here is where I have the dice. So I actually have 2 trays here. This one kind of just stays in there for the most part. I have some extra stuff like attack dice, defense dice, some status effects, stuff like that, and for the build your Tyrant stuff. But most of the time I just need to take this tray out. And that's because most of the time I'm playing this solo. So I put enough stuff here that I'm only going to need to take this out. Like I got the lock picking dice, the initiative dice, you know, the round counter, status effect, attack, and defense dice right here. So this is kind of the only thing I need to get out when I'm playing the game. But there is additional room for another dice tray in there. So that's going to be all of your chips and your dice. Now for the monster dice, that is going to be this last tray right here. So taking a look at this, we have, you can see here, there are 3 chip trays as well as this. This actually comes with the Trove chest as well. Now this is actually so you can slot some of your cards in there. So if we take a look at this loot card deck right here, we can actually put that right in there. And if you want to do like the solo encounters I have here, that can just go on the side. So you can actually slot some of your boxes in there. Pretty nice. Nice little touch. So this is nice. Again, this comes with the Trove chest. And these chip trays, these Baddie chip trays, these are cool because this is going to allow you, they come with these little dividers in each of these trays. And these dividers, they're just these little these little thin dividers that go in between chips, and they have stickers on the top of them. So you can label which chip is which. So for example, we have, let's take a look at the 1-pointers. Turning it on its side, you can see that we have, you know, the Kobold, the the poison stuff. So it's all broken down like that. So you can see that has a 1 point as well as the orc symbol on there. So you got to put stickers on all that stuff, and they just divide the baddies. So when you get out a Tyrant and they specify certain baddies that you're going to use, you can just look at this chip tray and get out the chips that you're going to need and shuffle those up, so on and so forth. There is additional space on most of this stuff, so if there's going to be any kind of expansion material, and that's one thing that I did want to mention. They said they designed this for any kind of future expansion content. So when there's going to be future Gearlocks, if there are, you can still place those in the Gearlock trays, as well as some Tyrants, Baddie chips, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I really like these dividers. I think they're nice. It can get a little frustrating, you know, if you're getting out these chips, you know, the stuff just starts kind of laying around, and it's like, it's real thin, so it just kind of floats around. It's not that big of a deal. But it's nice. It's nice. I do like it. I do like having the dividers. Another thing is, let's say after you're done playing a game of Too Many Bones, if you want to separate them, you're gonna have to take some extra time to go back and like get out the you know, the kobold type baddies and place those all in section 1. You're gonna have to do that for 5, and 20 doesn't have that. It just kind of has a universal. So all the 20-point baddies will go under there. So you don't have to do that with the 20s, but for the other ones, you will have to divide them after you're done playing. But it's really nice. I mean, it looks fantastic. So one thing I will say is it takes a while to get all of these boxes into this. I'm talking of probably a few hours, because you're also going to have to put on all of the stickers, right? On all of these little chip dividers, you got to get out the sticker, you got to put it on the right spot, right? You got to put on the 1 or the, you know, the number. You got to put all the stickers on the Gearlock trays, on all the Tyrant trays. You got to organize the stuff, get it out of the boxes, right? I had to organize the chip trays in there to see, okay, which one I'm going to be getting out most of the time. So you're going to spend some time setting this whole thing up. Now, for the overall construction, so far this thing has really been holding up. It is kind of flailing out of the sides a little bit, but I don't think that's due to time. I think that may be just how mine was when I got it. And then one other thing I did want to say was, these shelves that I have are Better Home and Garden shelves. They're basically identical to Calyx shelves. I think they're 13 wide. It's either 13 wide or 13 and a quarter. Maybe not a quarter, maybe an eighth, something like that. And tall, they're 13 and a 16th. The problem was that I had was, I definitely thought this was going to work. I thought this was going to be a 13 by 13 exactly, and it was going to slide right in there. It did not fit. I must have tried every single cube. What I actually had to do was, I actually had to get little dividers and insert them. I had to take off the whole top of that shelf and slide these dividers in there, and so it could raise up that cube just a little bit more, enough to put this under there. So just know that going in. The exact measurement I had was, I think I already said it, but the height was 13 and an eighth. The width is 13, at least mine, and the depth is 15 and 3/8 of an inch. So just know that going in. Measure your shelf before you get this. If not, you might just have to set it on top of your shelf if that's okay with you, or do something else with it. So altogether, this thing was $110 when I got it. On the Kickstarter, it was a little bit cheaper, but I think $110 for this is a pretty good price. And then plus with the States, in the United States, it's a $10 flat fee for shipping. So not bad for this kind of storage solution. And I do just want to read off everything that comes inside of this that's listed on the Chip Theory Games website. 19 Tyrant trays, 14 Gearlock dice trays, 2 covered chip trays, 20 chip dividers, 1 deck box tray, 1 large deck box, 7 Trove box drawers, 3 sticker sheets, 1 PVC card divider pack, 1 magnetic key, 1 instruction sheet, and 2 outer foam caps. So I really like this thing. it's just beautiful. The cool factor is off the charts. If you have all of this Too Many Bones content, what else are you doing with it? On my review for Too Many Bones, I did say that the core box could store 4 additional Gearlocks and the adventure playmat. Past that, you're gonna need to find a different solution. Are you just gonna store the remaining Gearlocks in their own boxes like this? Maybe you take out some of these like the foam inserts in a box. Maybe you store 1, 2, or 3 more Gearlocks in here. But this thing just makes setup time a little bit faster, because now you can just go, okay, all right, let's look at the Gearlock or the Tyrants. All right, let's play Maul Mesh, right? So you get Maul Mesh, take all of his stuff out. All right, what Gearlocks do you want to play as? Okay, you just look at the Gearlocks, right? You can look at the side, choose them. You don't need to set up any kind of dice. You just take out the tray, set it off to the side, and you're done. You got a play match. Just set the play mat off to the side, you're done as well. So the setup time is faster, as well as now you can go through and you can just see which Gearlock or which baddies you're going to be playing with, take those out and shuffle those up. Before, I didn't separate them after I was done playing. So that meant at the start of each game, I had to go through and now separate them, only to pick out and choose and then shuffle those all up. But now I don't need to do that. I can just look at the dividers here, see where the section is for which baddies I need, and get them out and shuffle those up. So the setup is definitely better. But just the cool factor is just off the charts. I mean, if you have everything for Too Many Bones, dude, this just organizes it so well, and it's beautiful. It is just beautiful. One downside is it's not portable, right? This thing weighs a lot. Sure, physically, can you move it? Yes. But this isn't something you're going to be taking over your friend's house. So maybe keep the core game on hand just in case you're like, hey, I'm going to be going over a buddy's house. Let me put some stuff into the core box or the undertow box if you want to transport it. But this is not going to be something you're going to take around. This is going to stay on your shelf. Keep it next to, you know, your gaming table. So it allows for some faster setup. But overall, I really like this thing. I do not regret this purchase at all. It is beautiful. The cool factor is off the charts. I love it. I love just pulling out the dice tray from this cool magnetic key, or not the dice tray, but just the tray itself, getting out all my stuff, pushing the tray back in. Awesome, awesome. Can't say enough good things about this. I highly recommend this if you have all this Too Many Bones stuff and you're looking for a good solution for all of it. I don't think the price is bad for what you're getting. I do not. And with being MDF and not regular cardboard, this is going to stand up. This is going to stand up for to the test of time. So overall, highly, highly recommend it. I love this thing. The Too Many Bones Trove chest. So with that, I want to thank you guys for watching. Until I see you guys the next time, grab some brews, play some games, and I'll see you guys later. All right, take care.